Hi there, my name is John Stevens. I'm pastor of Zion Lutheran Church in Oregon City, Oregon, and we are part of the ELCA. And welcome to Dollar Store Children's Sermons, where we take a look at the lectionary text. We tie them to an item from the Dollar Tree, or the junk drawer, or the kids' room, or you know the drill. This is for the narrative lectionary, and we're looking at Solomon. We're looking at Solomon's temple. We're looking at Solomon. We're looking at David a little bit. And we're looking at God. Yes, we are. It's shocking, I know. This Sunday is Halloween, October 31st. For the Revised Common Lectionary, talk about Halloween. And if you've been following this for any length of time, you know that I do not diss Halloween. I love Halloween. If you want to hear more about that and about tying into God's grace and tying into Reformation a little bit, if you're celebrating that on this Sunday, take a look at that text or that text. Take a look at that video, the Dollar Store Children's Sermons, for that. But we're looking at Solomon's temple for the narrative lectionary, and it's interesting. I was trying to figure out where to go with this for a children's sermon. And this is it makes a great Bible study. There's, in Crossway's Bible study, walking through about how Solomon built the temple and ultimately Solomon building the temple on the people's backs and all of this and ultimately leads to the northern and southern kingdom and all of those things as they walk along. It makes for a great Bible study. But we're not doing that for the kids' sermon, are we? I hope not. Bible study, well, we are actually probably doing a little Bible study because we're digging into the Word, but we're looking at it a little bit different. As you can tell, this is what I do when I'm like, I don't know what to do with this text. There was a reference in the Working Preacher commentary that really kind of sparked where I want to go with this, and that is the footnotes in a book. Yep. Or the phrase that we use in the sleight of hand, magic, the magician's world is, and we use it in other places, but this is where I hear it, is we're standing on the shoulders of giants. That what we do is based on and built on things that have come before us, or people that have come before us, that have paved the way. And in the commentary, it points out that Solomon is building the temple, but the idea goes back to David, and then the idea goes back to God. And there's a whole bunch of things we can talk about because God's like, I don't need a house. I don't need a house. And David's like, you need a house. I don't need a house. You need a house. I don't need a house. The whole conversation that goes back and forth, and they build God a house. And we have all of that. And we can talk about that God doesn't live in the temple. God lives everywhere. But I'm looking at how we are called to work together, how we are called to collaborate together. That's a big word. We could work that with the kids. But and the idea that we lift up those who have gone before us. We lift up the ideas of those who have put them in our laps and said, here we are. And we have downstairs in the basement, we have the confirmation Hall of Shame. I know it's not the Hall of Shame, but I hear confirmation students when they come back and they're in their 70s and 80s, and they'll go downstairs and they'll find their photo and they'll remember the things, and we can talk about all of this. And this can be next week is All Saints Sunday, and this could be a springboard to talk about that, but how we are called and how we work on and we collaborate with those in the past, the saints of the past. God has been working through, God worked through David, and God worked through Solomon, and God doesn't end God's work there and continues on. The idea with the footnotes is, got here, it's like, preaching Mark, and let's see, you go in the back, and there's a section called notes. Yep, footnotes. And it starts on page 198, but it goes for, it's about 20 pages. 15, 20 pages of notes about where ideas came from. And chapter 1, we have, for in preaching Mark, in note 3, for a good general discussion of John the Baptist, see Paul Hollenbach's John the Baptist, and found here in this. We build up and build on the thing. So that springboard could be, kids are coming up for Halloween and talking about what are you going to be for Halloween. Have you ever talked to your parents about what they dressed up as for Halloween? Where did you get your idea for dressing up as Iron Man? Where did you get your idea for dressing up as Black Widow? And those things where you can tell I'm living in the Marvel universe. I just realized that. Where were you? Where did you dress up for Wonder Woman or Batman or Superman? Here, we'll pull in the DC world a little bit. But so we've got that, and it's all about collaboration. It's all about God working in the past generations and us and moving on and all of that. So anyway, that's the springboard I'm looking at here for Solomon's temple and the previous text about David and that idea of building the house and how that builds on. All right, I hope you find it useful in some way. Thank you so much for stopping by and for your partnership in this ministry. Know that you're rocking it, and I'm so thankful for you, and I know your congregation is. Sometimes they forget to tell you, so let me tell you, you're doing amazing work. So bless you, and we will see you next week.